Thank you very much. It's really brilliant again to be on the stage of HUSTEF. You know, it's also a piece of my heart. We worked hard on many of the previous HUSTEF conferences. So I'm Szilárd Széll, or Szilárd, of course. And today we talk about, in a bit shorter title, QA practices in a large, safe implementation. Who am I? I'm a tester by heart. I've been with the Hungarian testing board for quite a long time, and actually I worked for Nokia for some huge 19 years. And within that I moved to Finland, and now we live in Finland with my family. And after a couple of years there, I just decided that that was enough working for one company. There was no problem with Nokia. I love it. And I learned a lot in that place, moving around all the time in the company. But it's just sometimes you need to see something else. Sometimes you need to go and have other friends as well. Hey, Yanni. So I joined Efficode. It's a company working for, and mainly in DevOps. But before going there, yeah, I'm kind of a collector. I have 150,000 bricks of Lego. Still playing, why not? And I'm also collecting certificates, but it's collecting knowledge, and I'm collecting people on my LinkedIn, so feel free to join my network. Efficode is doing quite a lot of things in DevOps transformation area. We are helping our clients with cloud and other transformation, DevOps transformation, having the Efficode root managed service DevOps platform as well. Also, we are safe transformation partner as well as Platinum Atlassian partner in 9 countries, and I think today we announced another company in UK and US, so the company is growing. But that's not the topic today. Our topic is about how to manage, and this is what I've been talking about for years actually, how to manage the multi-vendor telco DevOps challenge. I just looked that I changed the word hell to challenge, because sometimes it feels like hell. So what does it mean? As said, working in the telco, now we are seeing communication service providers being on the operation side of DevOps, while the vendors, Nokia, Ericsson, others are providing software to them. So guess what? There's a DevOps pipeline. You probably have seen the DevOps infinity loop. I just simplified that. There's one pipeline from one vendor to the operator. Operator, again, like Vodafone and Telia DNA in Finland, and here Yettel, something like that. But then we have another pipeline between Nokia and the communication service provider, and another one. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Oh my God. Is this what we want? Do we want to have a lot of pipelines there? Do we want to have software coming in through absolutely different ways, different tooling, different streams, different way of testing, different? No, we want to have it as kind of a multi-vendor DevOps goal, as a standardized way of doing, when you have the communication service provider in the middle, having the tests, and then connected to that, having different pipelines. Okay, let's open this up a bit. Ooh, is it less complicated? Not really, but this is kind of the truth. So on the left, what you see is the testing cycles of big companies, and you see again multiple of them providing software into the right side, which is again a couple of testing cycles at the operator side. First, testing all the vendors on its own, then integrated together as a system, and then going into production and testing and measuring, monitoring, observing in production. And of course, you want to give feedback towards the pipeline, back to the vendor, really back to the developer, which is in another company. All right, this is nice. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, how? With my current client, we have 2 tiny frameworks in place that the company is using in their processes and way of working. One is Scaled Agile Framework on the left. SAFe is for scaling agility. When I posted this on LinkedIn that I'm talking about SAFe, my Finnish friends already started to call for ambulance, that am I sick, something. So not everybody likes Scaled Agile Framework. Many people actually hate it, but that's with ISTQB as well, right? So people has opinions. I'm working in this one. I believe that when you are in a big company, you need to have something to scale your agility, and many times it's good to have a way of going forward, and SAFe is one of them. Many times actually we say that by the time you are really agile, you don't need SAFe. So SAFe is actually helping you to get rid of SAFe. So let's call agility as the target, but the way is long and you might need a few huge years. Now the other one is ETL. All the IT or many of the IT organizations are working very heavily according to the ETL framework. Again, a lot of KPIs, a lot of processes, a lot of frames, mindset defined. Okay, just giving you a bit of, again, the sense of complexity here. And this is where we started. I'm a SAFe SPC, so I'm teaching SAFe as well. So it was very handy when I was asked to help the organization to come up with its quality assurance practices and see how to combine all these together. So having the DevOps mindset on SAFe with ETL and do some testing and hopefully not destroying anything on the way. So the goal or the mission statement for our work was like, let's work on describing our continuous quality assurance process based on safe and risk-based testing, because we just love it. Utilizing the CI/CD pipeline, so having in the backbone the CI/CD with dynamic quality gates and automation in all stages of the verification process. So as complex this sentence is, as complex the result. I don't want to walk it through, okay? So let me simplify it. It disappeared. So first of all, we have 3 layers in this one, 3 layers to approach the problem and trying to solve it. First of all, the Scaled Agile way of working and ETL way of working. So clarifying the responsibilities, what the Agile teams does, what the so-called system teams does. In SAFe, we have this special thing system team who is on one hand either providing platform and automation, not only test, so even the CI/CD platform as a service to other teams, and then can also work there as helping the integration of the different work items coming out from the teams and supporting the really high-level system or solution-level integration and testing some non-functional requirements. So it's kind of a test team, but it's very dangerous to just take waterfall, rename your test team as a system team, and do the same thing, okay? So I wouldn't go there. We need to look we need to check how to work with the backlog analysis, how to work on that, how to define and work on roadmaps, so the future and the now, what to do with the definition of ready, done, how to define non-functional requirements, quality aspects. These also have been there. And again, like what collaboration practices we can bring in from quality assurance perspective, and what templates helps there, checklist templates. Sometimes with big organization this helps. There's another layer which is the value flow and the test activities within the CI/CD pipeline. So it's really like what kind of test is happening first and after that inside CI/CD, all automated and going through quickly. Yesterday in the tutorial we built a pipeline like that, and this is what we have in the middle. Regression test, acceptance test with all automated way, and of course defining quality gates. This is more technical. And the last one is actually the CI/CD pipeline creation, supporting the company with building their pipeline, connecting the different tools, and also onboarding different automation tools. Imagine that how many different tools we need in telco for load testing, security testing, just the different functional testing on different levels. And of course, even making keywords. Now today we don't go in all three areas. I want to go into the first one only. Again, a busy slide, right? But I tried to capture the different roles here and what we built. So first of all, we built and defined the QA lead, quality assurance lead, quality assistance lead. I will talk about that later. More like mapped into the safe architect role. So if you know scaled agile, you know safe, there is an architect role with special responsibilities, and there is no tester role in safe. Right? So we try to find a place. Why architect role? Because that's a role where you have your own capacity to define work items that are building the future. We call it the architecture runway. So automation for the future, to be able to run tests even tomorrow, not only today, is part of that. And as an architect, as a QA lead in here, you own capacity of all overall capacity to work with that. It's also a change agent role, right? Changing the things, how we work. Now with the agile teams, we said, yes, the agile teams are responsible for testing, integrating all the components. Remember, this is not software development, this is integrating systems together, and of course, feature analysis and test execution on those levels. System teams are more on the solution, so connecting the big boxes, like the network connected to the IT system, to the billing system, to the subscriber management system, to all that. So really giant integrations. And of course, testing on that level. That's also their part. And we have another system team which is very dedicated to the CI/CD, building up the implementation of the CI/CD pipeline, the different test automation, the tooling and everything, and providing a self-service platform. Self-service, so teams can work independently. One of the very key point of DevOps, that you have self-service tools, so teams are independent. You don't manage dependencies, you remove dependencies. That's the key. Now, of course, we have different community of practices, and with them we also work hard, so teaching the QA aspect to the product owners, because we need built-in quality and we need a lot of aspects of that. And of course, quality assurance, community of practice, DevOps, community of practice as well, DevSecOps. Now going into the backlog analysis and starting surprisingly from the back. What are the quality aspects of this product? I'm dedicated now on the infrastructure layer of this area, so very much looking into how the cloud infra, VMware, other things can fail. Kubernetes and the Tanzu framework on its own. How to test your infrastructure, right? Before you put any application on top. So we came up with deployability. Can this piece of software, piece of application be deployed? Observability, security, reliability, performance, and usability as a very important aspect. Why we start with those? Because this is what you want to test against, right? Oh, and by the way, you want to build these quality aspects in, not test it in to your solution. This is also driving the definition of done, right? So when do we say the things are done? Easily say, oh, it's acceptance tested. And validated, validation comes really from the ETL framework. They talk about validation of the service that was built. Fault status, as usual, it's a done criteria. Operational readiness. Will we be able to operate this thing in production? Do we have the process to serve our clients who are reporting a fault? Right? So do we have the monitoring in place? And you need to test all that the connections and all the log systems and everything actually to the OSS, the operational subsystem, is connected with your network. And of course we say like regression test needs to be updated for future part. Now moving even further, definition of ready, you have to have a testable value defined, good acceptance criteria, right? We teach people, product owners, to define good acceptance criteria. Testing enablers. I need to buy a new tool to do performance testing. That's a testing enabler in SAFe. That's not execution of project, but it's a task, right? It needs to be done there. And of course, in this point, we are also at the definition of ready, defining that is it a scope for system team or is it a scope for the agile teams. And then when I say look into roadmaps, how the quality assurance lead can look into the future roadmap. In a year, we will have an absolutely new technology. So what kind of CapEx, OpEx we need now, what kind of high-level change we need to initiate already now to be ready by that time. And then enabler epics. Epic is a high-level work item in SAFe again. Enabler epic is, again, serving the purpose of the future, typically. So architecture runway. Collaboration practices and templates. We worked, as said, on definition of ready, so we created templates for them, supporting the backlog analysis. I don't want to come and tell to everyone what to do. I don't want to be the one who is analyzing. That's the ask. Do it? No, it's your job. But I'm helping you how to do it. And we agree, and then we put it in a template, so now you know, and your colleagues know, and the next one who we didn't hire yet will know. And of course, again, the testable quality acceptance criteria. Quality gates, these are more like original or entry and exit criteria, but still very important to understand. We need the tools, we need the subscription, we need a lot of things, environments to set up. So we put it into the identification as well of the different things, so you can come up with tasks like that. And these quality gates are then part of the CI/CD pipeline as an automatic check, compliance check. Quality planning template, so keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS thing. Failure modes and prioritization, identifying risks and doing your testing against that. Thinking about the regression tests and the acceptance test as well. Figuring out what kind of regression sets you need in the CI/CD pipeline for a certain type of software that is coming in. So for example, the Nokia software has these kind of test cases, and then the pipeline recognizes another vendor and initiates another set of test cases for their software. And of course, documentation is there. And at the end, we set up test management in Jira X-ray module, and stating, you know, what to store where, against some rules and guidances to have the documentation as well. And of course, automatic upload from CI/CD to the X-ray as well. So there is one source of truth about testing. Change of perspective. I said that they asked originally very much like having a test manager. And we said no. Test management is owning the testing project, owning the testing process, owning the testing resources. In SAFe, there is no test manager role at all, as I said. It's the product owner who is owning feature level quality. It's the solution owner, product manager who owns a higher level quality. Business, implementation, and quality as well, included, surprising. So from test management, first you move towards quality assurance path, activities focused on providing confidence that quality requirements will be fulfilled, but from there, moving towards a quality assistance path, which is more like building the quality culture throughout the organization. Now, I know it was a lot, right? And I even just scratched the surface what we have done there, coming up with a problem statement, bringing in the technology chaos in it, and trying to show how we applied in the SAFe model the different approaches and you know, how to help the client and how to build the practices, the templates, the collaboration and everything there. So as a key takeaway, I would say that transition from test management role to quality assistance is really key. You have to do that yourself and you have to make it accepted by all the others. Tailoring SAFe. Many people say, like, we can tailor scale the agile framework. Fine, just don't hide waterfall testing practices behind that statement, because that's easy. Now we have backlog items, analysis, design, development, and testing. And they come in a sequence. Yeah, we are agile. Not you're not. Collaboration in a QA lead role is even more important now than before, because you don't own the resources. You need to collaborate and go around. And then I would say, if you want to have a good and successful scaled agile transformation, you need to have the DevOps practices. You need to have continuous integration, continuous deployment. You need to have the culture of that and the learning culture. So with that, thank you very much. I suppose good timing. And please click on that QR code because my marketing is measuring how many clicks I get.
Okay. So perfect, don't go anywhere, please. Perfect timing, amazing, amazing time management. 3 questions for you. How do you include manual tests in process if there are such tests at all?
There are manual tests, but we don't call it like that because we don't call software development manual software development either, right? So we have exploratory testing in there, and I say that we do more automation so we can do more exploratory testing. And I didn't go in there, but we use the large exploratory testing as well, bug hunting, for example, in every program increment, like a 3-month period, running big bug hunting sessions, hopefully with business owners, so they see the real readiness of their product. So exploratory testing is there, and that's how we do in-person manual testing.
Okay, thank you very much. Second, it's switching all the time because you're giving the likes, which is really good. It's just difficult to read like this. Wow, okay, please stop. Don't like now because I cannot read. So, can we be real agile in large scale? Can we deliver at high cadence?
I hope so. I hope so. It's really hard. There's a very long way to build the pipeline to get to that point. But all the promise of DevOps and all the promise of even 5G technology itself is about frequent change and being able to build new business ideas on top. So sometimes the whole new business is not changing your network. It's just moving a few parameters around. And that's also agile, like having a new marketing promotion out and you know, having it quickly out. So I believe yes.
Okay, thanks. One more. Why to have a separate CI/CD team? Can't we incorporate that practice into the agile teams?
The CI/CD team is building the platform and the tooling as a service. Again, we are in the transformation phase, so in the beginning, you need dedicated people. Otherwise, the tyranny of urgency will take the agile teams focusing on business. With this one, actually, we created a capacity allocation that this team is just for building the continuous integration and CI/CD pipeline, actually together with the vendors. So Nokia and Ericsson are helping in that journey as well, and VMware and others, many people.